Experiment number 1 will be presented as shown here on the breadboard. The V plus Vs and minus Vs will be applied through these two ports appeared here, and by plugging the breadboard to the wall and turning this button on, we're gonna apply the Vs and minus Vs. Before you connect the Vs and the minus Vs and turn on the button, we need to make sure that you are applying the correct value. So we have to measure the voltage between, like, for example, the yellow wire and the common, which is the orange wire, by using the multimeter here. And here, as you can see, it's minus 15 volts, which is what we need for experiment number 1. We have to do the same for the plus Vs and make sure that it's gonna be 15 volts. AT2 device will be used as a wave generator and as an oscilloscope. By connecting to the W1 and W2, you are applying the signal. And when you connect to the channel 1 and the channel 2, you are measuring the signal. So in experiment 1, we connect the W1 to the first input, and we connect W2 to the second input, and I connect the channel 2 to the output signal. And as soon as AD2 have only 2 channels, so we're gonna try to measure one of the input with the output each time. So now in this case, we're gonna measure the first input signal with the output signal. After downloading the waveform software on your laptop, we need now to apply the signal through by pressing here. This is gonna be channel 1. And for channel 1, we're gonna need a sine wave with the 1 voltage peak to peak. That means the amplitude will be 500 millivolt, and with the offset of 0, and the phase will be 0. Now for the second input, we're gonna use channel number 2. And in this case, we're gonna apply a triangle signal with 2 kilohertz frequency, and the voltage will be 2V peak to peak. That means it will be 1 volt, the amplitude. And by enable both and run all, now the signal gonna be applied to the 2 inputs. The following signal represent the first input in blue and the output, which is in yellow color. Make sure that for the output that you change the attenuation to 10x instead of 1. Here I disconnect channel 2 from the first input and connect channel 2 to the second input of the circuit. Here we can see the triangle wave in the blue color and the output signal as previously represented in the yellow color signal.